we're going to be doing the wave mechanical lab. Wave because light travels in waves. Mechanical because photons, which are little quanta of energy, are considered as little particles. And that makes them act mechanically as opposed to like a wave. And light does both. So, what you're doing is you're going to make a little diagram that looks exactly like the little firefly thing I told you about. Okay? Firefly flying in a room with a female in a little cage in the center. And so the lab itself, you can have it as an HTML document or PDF. The PDF usually prints better, but you can see how that's going to take you to the actual lab document itself. And the other way you do it is with the PDF, and that takes a little bit of time to download. Usually gives you a better printout. And you can see you have directions here. You have a place to keep track of your numbers. You have a place to graph your numbers here. And you have an example of what the chart that you make here in your graph, approximately what that'll look like. Some of you will have the peak further out. Some of you will have the peak further in. It all depends on how accurate you are when you drop your pencil. And then here is the target. That's the second page, and that's what you're going to use to drop your pencil on. Okay? So that's how you get your working documents so that you can do this thing. And let's go back here. Now, pictures of students doing this lab. Here we are. These are, I don't know, about 5, 6 years old. Anyway, it's when I first started taking pictures in the classroom. And notice where he's dropping the pencil from. Waist level. Now, if you do this differently, and the most common thing I see done is, oh my gosh, I forgot, I've got to do it real quick. So you get your little target, and you go, yeah, and most of the dots in the middle and some on the outside. I can see that easy. If you do that, you get a 0. That's if you don't do it the way I've told you to do it, this way. Okay? Okay. Here's a great working relationship, a recorder and a dropper. So the guy who's doing the dropping here, okay, he's doing the drop, she's recording. I recommend after 50 drops that you switch places. Because your back will get sore picking up the whole thing. Okay? So that's the way you're going to do this lab. Here's another guy. Now, what is he doing? He's sighting like a bombardier in World War II. He opens up the bomb bay doors. Okay? Bomb bay doors. And so it goes so they can drop the bomb. And he's got this little sight he looks through, and he puts it right on the target. And when they get over target, with wind and all that figured in, he sights in there and he drops it very gently, and it comes down as close to center as you're capable of doing. If you do one of these guys, here, from, shoot, boom, and you do all that kind of stuff, you're going to have that curve way off to the right, meaning that everything's way out away from the center. The more accurate you are, the more your little curve will come up closer to a 1 or a 2. So that's the method of dropping. Everybody does it the same. Oh, see, she's making sure he does it right. He's a little flaky. So there we go. Oh, I got that one in twice for some reason. Oh well. Anyway, you can see what that looks like. Now, just in case you wondered, there's a little video here that does it for you, so you can see exactly how that. down, up, down, up, down, up. Of course, you have to have someone in the background that will walk back and forth for you as well. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be right. And that's also online. So you can see that online. So all of that is on your homework page tonight. All three of those links, including this one that goes to YouTube to let you see the same video. So that's how it works. And let's go back here now, and this is what the lab sheet will look like when you have completed your lab. I don't recommend you copy down any of these answers because this person had a lot of wrong answers. But basically did the exercise properly. You see most of the hits are between 1 and 2. It's in the 2 circle. Okay, when you, oh, these are horizontal from each other. See, all of these are counted as the 2 circle. You have to be inside the bullseye to be a 1 circle. If it's on the line, you count it to the outside. Okay, so this guy would count as a 5. And as you look at this, I can see, and I can instruct my TAs to see exactly whether this thing was done properly or whether somebody's fudging. If we suspect you're fudging, you'll get a 0. Okay? That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back here. Oh, yes. Let's add this. So you'll notice the hash marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, cross it for 5. You all know how to do that.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of these hash marks, you see totals. Those totals are what you're going to use to plot these points. When you plot a point, you always circle it. Everybody get that? Circle your points. See them? And then you're going to take, instead of like this student did where they drew straight lines between, what you want to do is smooth it out and make it look more like this. Okay, so it gives you some smoothing of the curve, and it will turn out more like you see here in my little example down there. So all the questions have to be answered, the totals have to be shown after the hash marks are made, a little graph needs to be made, and you're turning in both this sheet and, whoops, went the wrong way, and this sheet. 100 drops, always aiming carefully for the bullseye, and from what height do we drop them? Waist height. And that's it. That should get you a very high scoring lab.